Meet me at my office. Don't go anywhere alone. Lisa stuffed the note into her pocket, her heart pounding. She had underestimated him. And now she wasn't sure if she would survive his next move. Lisa rushed out of the hotel, her breath uneven, her pulse a wild, erratic drumbeat in her chest. The morning air was cool, but sweat trickled down the back of her neck as she scanned the parking lot. Was he watching her right now? Hiding in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike? Her fingers clenched around her phone as she hurried to her car. Every shadow felt alive. Every parked car a potential hiding place. Her body screamed at her to run, but she forced herself to move with measured steps, refusing to let fear dictate her actions. Sliding into the driver's seat, she locked the doors and shoved the key into the ignition with trembling hands. As soon as the engine roared to life, she peeled out of the parking lot, heading straight for Marcus's office. Her hands were still shaking when she arrived. Marcus's law office was small but professional, tucked away in a quiet part of the city. Lisa hurried inside, her heart slamming against her ribs. Marcus looked up from his desk the moment she walked in, his usually composed face clouded with concern. Lisa. He stood, moving toward her. What happened? Wordlessly, she pulled the note from her pocket and placed it on his desk. Marcus picked it up, his jaw tightening as he read it. He exhaled slowly, then looked at her. This changes everything. Lisa sat down, gripping the edges of the chair to steady herself. How did he find me? Her voice was barely above a whisper. Marcus set the note down carefully. He's stalking you, Lisa. Maybe he followed you from the restaurant. Maybe he tracked your phone. Lisa's breath caught. Tracked my phone? Some people install spyware without their partners knowing. Do you still have the same phone from when you lived with him? Lisa nodded slowly, dread settling in her stomach. Marcus pulled out his own phone. We need to check. There are ways to find out if there's spyware on your device, but the safest option is to get a new phone entirely. Lisa rubbed her forehead. This just keeps getting worse. Marcus's expression hardened. You need protection. Now. Lisa met his eyes. The restraining order won't stop a man like him, Marcus said bluntly. He's already broken into your home. He's already threatening you. This isn't just a bad breakup, Lisa. This is a dangerous situation. Lisa swallowed the lump in her throat. So what do I do? Marcus hesitated, then leaned forward. You need to disappear. Lisa blinked. What? Not forever, he clarified. But for now. We can get you into a safe place. A friend's house. A shelter. Somewhere he won't expect. Lisa bit her lip. I have a friend, but... Marcus nodded. It's the best option. I'll also push for an emergency protective order, which is stronger than a restraining order. And we need to change your number. Your routine. Everything. Lisa exhaled sharply. God. I never thought I'd be that woman, the one running from her husband. Marcus's eyes softened. You're not just that woman. You're a survivor. Lisa stared at the desk, her mind spinning. This was real. This was happening. And the only way out was to disappear, before Damon took things even further. Going off the grid. Lisa stayed at Marcus's office for hours, making the necessary changes. She got a burner phone. A new email. Wiped her old phone completely before turning it off for good. Marcus even helped her transfer some of her bank funds to a private account, one that Damon couldn't touch. By the afternoon she had a plan. She would stay with her best friend, Ava, who lived across town. She wouldn't go to work for a while. Marcus would handle explaining the situation to her boss. She wouldn't post on social media. She would vanish from Damon's radar. But she knew it wouldn't be that easy. When she arrived at Ava's place, the tension in her body didn't ease. She locked the doors, closed the blinds, kept her phone close. Ava hugged her tightly, promising she was safe here. But Lisa couldn't shake the feeling that Damon wasn't finished, that he was just getting started. That night, Lisa lay awake, staring at the ceiling. The house was silent except for the occasional creak of the floorboards as Ava moved around in the other room. She should have felt safe. But instead, her nerves were on edge. At some point, exhaustion won, and she drifted into an uneasy sleep. Then something woke her. A sound. A soft sound. Lisa's eyes flew open. She held her breath, listening. The house was still. But then a creak. Her stomach turned to ice. That sound hadn't come from inside the house. It had come from outside. Slowly, she reached for her phone and turned on the screen. 2:47 a.m. Her breath came shallow as she forced herself to sit up. The window blinds were closed, but her instincts screamed at her that someone was out there. She moved quietly, stepping toward the window. Her hands trembled as she reached for the blinds. She hesitated. Then, in one quick motion, she pulled them open. Her breath caught in her throat. There, standing just outside the window, was a figure. A man. Even in the darkness, she recognized the shape of him. Damon. Her heart stopped. He was watching her. A slow, deliberate smile spread across his face. Lisa stumbled back, her mind blank with terror. And then, he lifted a hand and pressed one finger against his lips. Lisa choked on a gasp, her body frozen in place. Then he was gone. Vanished into the darkness. Lisa scrambled for her phone and dialed Marcus. He picked up immediately. He was here, Lisa whispered, her voice shaking uncontrollably. He was outside my window. Marcus cursed under his breath. Stay inside. I'm on my way. Call the police now. Lisa's hands trembled as she dialed 911, but deep down she knew the truth. The police could come. Marcus could help. But Damon wasn't going to stop. Not until he had her exactly where he wanted her. And she had no idea what he planned to do next. Lisa stood frozen in place, her breath shallow, her body locked in panic. The image of Damon standing outside the window was seared into her mind. That smug smile, the way he had put his finger to his lips as if this was all just a game. The emergency dispatcher's voice crackled through the phone. 911, what's your emergency? Lisa swallowed, trying to force words through her dry throat. My husband is stalking me. He was just outside my window. He broke into my apartment 2 nights ago. I have a restraining order filed. Are you safe right now? The dispatcher asked. Lisa's grip on the phone tightened. I think so. But he was just here. A creak from the hallway made her spin around, heart slamming against her ribs. Ava stepped into the room, her eyes groggy with sleep. Lisa? What's going on? Lisa pressed the phone against her ear. Can you send someone? Officers are being dispatched to your location now. Do you have any weapons in the house? Any way to protect yourself? Lisa's pulse throbbed in her ears. No. She looked at Ava, who was now fully awake, her face shifting from confusion to alarm. What's wrong? Ava asked, stepping closer. Lisa lowered the phone slightly. Damon was outside the window. Ava's eyes widened. What? Lisa held up a hand to silence her. The dispatcher was still speaking. Stay inside with the doors locked. Do not engage with him if he returns. Officers will be there shortly. Lisa nodded, even though the dispatcher couldn't see her. Thank you. She ended the call and turned to Ava. We need to lock everything. Ava, still in shock, nodded and hurried toward the front door, checking the locks, then moving to secure the windows. Lisa peeked through the blinds again. The yard was empty. But that didn't mean he was gone. 15 minutes later, flashing red and blue lights cut through the darkness. 2 uniformed officers stepped out of their patrol car, scanning the area with sharp, trained eyes. Lisa and Ava opened the door cautiously. You called about a stalker? One of the officers asked, his gaze flicking between them. Lisa nodded quickly. Yes. My husband. He's dangerous. He was outside my window about half an hour ago. The officer's face remained neutral. Did he attempt to break in? Lisa hesitated. No. Not this time. The other officer, a woman with a calm but serious expression, jotted something down in a small notepad. Do you have security cameras? Ava shook her head. No, but I wish we did. The first officer sighed. We'll check the area, but without proof of forced entry or physical harm, there's not much we can do except reinforce the protective order. Lisa's stomach dropped. So, that's it? He can just keep doing this until it's too late. The female officer met her eyes. I understand how frustrating this is, ma'am, but the best thing you can do is document everything. The more evidence we have, the stronger your case will be. In the meantime, if you feel unsafe here, consider staying somewhere else. Lisa let out a bitter laugh. I already left my home. The officers exchanged glances. We'll do a sweep of the property, the male officer said. If he's still nearby, we'll find him. Lisa wrapped her arms around herself as the officers walked the perimeter, their flashlights cutting through the shadows. Ava squeezed her shoulder. He's escalating, Lisa. This isn't just about scaring you anymore. He's planning something. Lisa closed her eyes, her mind racing. She knew Ava was right. Damon wasn't just stalking her. He was hunting her. And she was running out of time. The police found nothing. No footprints. No sign of forced entry. No proof. Lisa felt sick as she watched them drive away, their flashing lights disappearing into the night. Ava turned to her. You're not staying here. We'll go somewhere else. A hotel. Anywhere. Lisa nodded, exhausted. Yeah. Let me grab my stuff. As she turned toward her bag, her phone buzzed. Lisa froze. It was a text. From an unknown number. Her hands trembled as she opened it. Damon, running won't save you, Lisa. Her breath hitched. A second later, her phone rang. The number was still blocked. Ava grabbed her wrist. Don't answer it. But Lisa was already pressing the button. Slowly, she lifted the phone to her ear. Silence. Then, a low chuckle. You can run, baby, Damon murmured. But you belong to me. Lisa's breath came in short, sharp gasps. Leave me alone, Damon. Pause. Then, so softly she almost didn't hear it. I own you. Lisa's vision blurred with panic. She ended the call, her entire body shaking. Ava grabbed her shoulders. Lisa, look at me. We need to go. Right now. Lisa nodded numbly. They didn't pack much. Just the essentials. Within minutes, they were in Ava's car, speeding away from the house. Lisa gripped the phone in her lap, her mind spiraling. Damon was playing with her. Like a predator circling its prey. And she had no idea when he would finally pounce. They drove for nearly an hour before stopping at a small roadside motel. Lisa felt safer being further away, but the fear never left her. That night she barely slept. Every sound made her jolt awake. Every creak of the motel walls sent her heart racing. Then around 3 a.m. Ava's phone buzzed. Lisa stirred, groggy. Who is it? Ava grabbed her phone, her face suddenly drained of color. Lisa sat up. What? Ava turned the screen toward her. It was a message. A picture. Lisa's stomach flipped. It was them. A photo of Lisa and Ava sitting in the motel room, taken from outside the window. Ava's voice was barely a whisper. He's here. Lisa's heart slammed into her ribs. She turned toward the window, the curtain still closed. Her mind spun in frantic circles. How had he found them? They hadn't used Lisa's phone. They hadn't told anyone where they were going. Then it hit her. Ava's car. Damon had tracked Ava's car. A shiver ran down Lisa's spine. She turned to Ava, her voice shaking. We need to move. Now. But before they could even grab their things. Bang. 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 A fist slammed against the motel door. Lisa clamped a hand over her mouth to keep from screaming. A voice, dark and amused, seeped through the thin wood. Open up, sweetheart. Lisa's body went ice cold. It was Damon. And this time he wasn't just watching. This time he was coming inside. The motel room felt impossibly small as Lisa and Ava pressed themselves against the wall, their breath locked in their chests. Another loud bang rattled the door. Lisa's heart pounded as Damon's voice slithered through the crack. Come on, baby. Don't make this harder than it has to be. Ava shot Lisa a panicked glance, gripping her phone tightly. I'm calling 911. Lisa nodded frantically, her mind spinning. They needed a way out. The motel room had only one door, and Damon was standing right outside it. Lisa's eyes darted toward the window. It was their only chance. Ava was already whispering into the phone. We're at the Sunrise Motel on Highway 7. He's outside our door trying to break in. Crack. The door splintered as Damon threw his weight against it. Lisa moved fast. She ran to the window and yanked the curtain open. The glass pane had a flimsy lock. One twist and it popped open. She turned to Ava, who was shaking. Come on. Ava hesitated for only a second before scrambling toward the window. Another boom from the door. Lisa heard the sound of wood splintering. Damon was coming in. Ava slipped through the window first, dropping onto the cold pavement outside. Lisa followed, her body half out the window when a rough hand snatched her wrist. Lisa screamed. Damon's fingers dug into her skin, trying to haul her back inside. His eyes were wild, his breath ragged with fury. You think you can run from me? He snarled. You're mine. Lisa struggled, kicking wildly. Let go. Ava reappeared, wielding the heaviest thing she could find, her phone charger. It wasn't much, but she swung it with all her strength, the block slamming into Damon's face. He let out a grunt of pain, his grip loosening just enough for Lisa to wrench free. She tumbled through the window, hitting the ground hard. Ava grabbed her arm, yanking her up. Run. They bolted across the parking lot, their feet slamming against the pavement. Behind them, Damon roared in frustration. You can't hide from me. Lisa and Ava didn't look back. The sound of sirens filled the night air. Ava's call had worked. Within moments, police cars screeched into the parking lot, their headlights cutting through the darkness. Officers leaped out, guns drawn. Lisa turned just in time to see Damon stepping out of the motel room, blood trickling from his temple where Ava had hit him. "Hands in the air," one officer shouted. For a moment, Lisa feared he'd run. But Damon just laughed. A slow, unsettling chuckle. Then he raised his hands. The officers swarmed him, shoving him against the hood of a patrol car. Lisa stood frozen, chest heaving. She wanted to feel relief. Wanted to believe this was over. But as the officers cuffed him, Damon turned his head and smiled directly at her. Lisa's stomach twisted. That wasn't the look of a man defeated. It was a promise. This wasn't over. Not for him. Hours later, Lisa sat in the police station, a blanket draped over her shoulders. Ava sat beside her, exhausted but unharmed. A detective sat across from them taking notes. Damon will be charged with violating the protective order, attempted assault, and stalking. Given his history, we're confident the judge will deny him bail. Lisa nodded numbly. That means he stays in jail, right? Ava asked. For now, the detective said carefully. Lisa swallowed. She should feel safe. But all she felt was cold. Because Damon wasn't like other men. He wouldn't let bars stop him. And no matter how long he was locked up, she knew deep down, he would come back for her. A week later, Lisa left town. She packed up what little she had left, changed her number again, and moved to a new city under a different name. Ava helped her settle in, promising to visit. Marcus made sure she had legal protection. She was finally free. Or so she told herself. But sometimes, late at night, she would wake up gasping, the sound of a fist pounding against a motel door still echoing in her head. Sometimes, she would glance over her shoulder in a crowded place, expecting to see him. And sometimes, just sometimes, she swore she heard his voice whispering in the wind. You can run, baby, but you'll always be mine. She wasn't his. Not anymore. She was free. And she would never let him take that from her again. Lisa clenched her fists. No,